I honestly love how this look turned out. And just look at my base, it's so shiny and it's so gluey. The application of both Drugstore and High-End are amazing. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be doing a high-end versus drugstore makeup video. So this is what I achieved. I've also discovered like which products are similar to each other. It's quite an interesting video because like a lot of the products are really great and like I could use the drugstore one instead of the high-end one. So if you're like on a tight budget, you can always purchase the drugstore one as well. So I have zoomed you guys in so you can see the application clearly. The first product I'm going to use is a face oil. So this side I will be using a drugstore one, and this side I'll be using the high-end one. Alright, for the drugstore one, I'm not sure if you can get this in the drugstore, but it's a Malaysian brand. It's called Orgga. It's a Luxe beauty oil. So my mom started vacuuming and it's so annoying, and can you hear the freaking bird? I tried to chase it away but it's still there. I'm so annoyed. So yeah, if you hear any vacuuming sounds or any birds, please just ignore it. I'm gonna try my best to cover it up. Life. As I was saying, this Luxe beauty oil is from Orgga, so I will be using this on this side of my face. They actually sent this to me a while ago and it's quite nice. They are on Instagram, so you can check them out there. So I'm just gonna apply a drop. It has scent in it, so if you guys are allergic to it, stay away from it. I'm just gonna spread it out evenly on my face. My mom is taking way too long to vacuum, so I'm just gonna go ahead and continue with my video. I can't wait. I'm just sitting here like, what? Okay, so I've already applied the drugstore one this side, which is the Orgga, and the other product I'm applying on this side is from Tarte. This is the high-end Maracuja Oil. So I'm taking a drop of it. The other one was yellow and this one is clear. So applying a drop and I'm spreading it out evenly. The difference between this oil and the other oil is the color first of all, and the smell. This one smells like a natural oil and it's slightly thinner in consistency, whereas this one was slightly thicker and it smelled like flowers, like a flowery scent. Yeah, but I feel like they've done the same for both sides. It's quite tacky, so like it's gonna help with the foundation later. Alright, for primer, I don't have a drugstore primer. I only have this one. I literally have one primer, which is from It Cosmetics. This is the high-end one. I think I'm gonna apply it on both sides, if that's not cheating. I hope. It's fine, right? It's just primer. Oh, finally she stopped vacuuming. Okay, so I'm gonna apply the same primer on both sides. Alrighty, I'm done with the primer and my base. Now I will be taking my foundations. So The foundation that I'm using for the drugstore side is the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation. This is the matte foundation. It's normal to oily and I'm in the shade 120. It's an absolutely stunning foundation. I love it. Alright, and then for the high-end side, I'm taking the Nars foundation. I just purchased this and I'm loving it so far. This is the Natural Radiant Longwear foundation and it's in the shade Fiji. Moving on to the other side, the high-end side, I'm taking my Nars foundation now, giving it a little mix. It has a pump, so it's much easier than the Maybelline one. The Maybelline one doesn't have a pump, so it's quite unpredictable. Like, you don't know how much will come out. And accidents can happen. It will like pop and everything will just like spread out. It has happened before. Alright, so the Nars one, I'm going to take a pump. Mix first. Okay, applying it everywhere. Okay, I'm grabbing my Sephora Beauty Blender and blending it out. The shade is quite similar, this side and that side, which is a pretty good thing. And like, I feel like I have the same foundation on my whole face. Not bad. I did not know this. Alright. I kind of have like a pimple here. But whatever. Moving on to concealer. I have the Too Faced concealer and the Maybelline concealer. I only have one concealer from the drugstore. The other one I have is from LA Girl, but it's technically not in Malaysian drugstores. You still have to get it online. You know, like this one is like in Watsons. It's easily available. So that's why I chose this one. Alright, so I'm taking the Maybelline concealer and applying it this side. This is in the shade Sand. It's a really creamy concealer. It blends out really nicely. Taking the Watsons Beauty Blender and blending out my concealer. I also applied on my eyelids. My eyelids are quite dark. I think I'm gonna apply more. Oh my god, I can hear an aeroplane. I don't know when was the last I heard one. I honestly miss going on planes. I miss traveling. Literally tears are coming out. Yeah, hi crows. Moving on to the other side, I'm taking the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. This is in the shade Light Beige. You guys have to try this concealer out. It's incredible. It is super creamy and it blends out so beautifully, and the coverage is like amazing. You literally need only a little bit of this concealer. Can you see how that covered up my dark circles? Alright, I definitely love this one better than the Maybelline one. Sorry, Maybelline. It's on the pricier side, but like it's worth it, and it comes in a huge ass container. It's 15 milliliters. The coverage on the Too Faced one is amazing. I feel like this side is much brighter than this side. Moving on to setting powder, I have these two right here. Ignoring all backgrounds. Oh my god. Bird Park. Whoever wants to come and visit birds, please come to my housing area. For the drugstore side, I'm taking the Revlon setting powder. It's the loose finishing powder. It's in the shade light/medium. Yep. I feel this powder is slightly dark for me, but I can work with it. So I'm taking the Watson's sponge and I'm going to set it. So I'm just gonna like blend everything out so there's no creases. Make sure you are like checking whether there's any creases on your face, so you like don't set your crease, you know what I mean? This sponge is quite fat, so I don't know how is this gonna apply. I don't think I'm gonna bake. I'm just gonna like apply the powder and like set it into my face. Not bad. So basically I take more powder and set it like under my eye, and the other side I'll just take whatever's remaining on my sponge and just set it. Especially here, I crease a lot here. Do you guys know what on earth to do with this baby hair? It's like all the time in front of my face, and it's so annoying. And also, do you guys know anything for like frizzy hair? My hair is frizzy AF. Like, what on earth? I tried so many things, but it's still so frizzy. Now I'm going to set this side with the Fenty Beauty powder with the Sephora sponge, blending out all my creases first, and then taking some powder. Make sure your powder is damp. This way it will help the powder to sink into your face nicely. I feel like this powder made my under eye brighter. Because this is the right shade for me, whereas the other Revlon one is quite dark, so it made it a little bit darker. I should actually get a few more drugstore items and try them out, and then I can do like a drugstore video. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below if you would like that. Okay, I have set my face. Now I'm going to bronze it up, give it a little life, make it alive, make it sun-kissed, make it youthful. Why am I doing this? So the drugstore product that I'm using today is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is absolutely stunning. You can get this in Watson's. This is the... wait, it doesn't have a shade. It's just called bronzer, I guess. Yeah, but there's another shade. I don't know what is that. This one doesn't have a shade number. I don't know why. And it smells so good. It smells like a vacation. Like, I literally could eat this up. It smells like coconut. Like, it's so good. And it also comes with a mirror and this weird thing. It's quite useless, so you can just throw it away. I'm grabbing my bronzing brush and I am picking up the bronzer. The good thing about this bronzer is that you can build it up according to how much of bronzer you like. Alright, so I'm starting from the outer side and then bringing it to the middle part of my face. It's a perfect shade for contouring and bronzing. It has a beautiful brown shade which I absolutely adore. Okay, as you can see, it is not that bronzed out, so I am picking up a bit more and just intensifying it. You can even bronze your chin so you can eliminate your double chin if you have one. Okay, I'm taking a smaller brush and I'm gonna contour one side of my nose. It smells so good. I don't have another brush for bronzer, so I'm just gonna like wipe it off first. Okay, now for this side I'm using the Hourglass bronzer. It has a finishing powder, it has a bronzer, it has blush, it has a stroke powder. Interesting. Yeah, this is my sister's. I just stole it from her, but of course I asked her first. So basically for today's look I'll be using all of these except for the powder. Yeah, I'll be using all of these for this side, which is the high-end side. It is quite a convenient palette because everything comes in one palette. You can take it and go travel when you can travel. Okay, now I'm taking the bronzer. Bronzer has a little bit of shine in it. I don't know if you can see it. I'm doing the same for this side as well. Oh wow, it is quite pigmented. Wow, it's stunning. This is like the first time I'm using this, and the shade is not bad. You can actually see it's almost similar, and obviously you can build it up if you want to. Yes, I love them both equally. Like, the shade is so suitable for contouring and bronzing because for contouring it gives you that shape, and then like for bronzing the shade is like brownish and like it feels like you've been under the sun, sunbathing. It's good. Okay, now moving on to blush. For the drugstore side, I'm using the Milani blush. It's in the shade Rose d'Oro, and this blush has some shine in it as well, like the Hourglass blush. Yeah, it has slight shine. I feel like the Milani one is more shiny. It has like gold in it as well. I didn't realize this, but there's a mirror in the blush palette and there's a brush with it. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna take this Milani blush. Okay, I've applied the Milani blush on this side of my face, and you can see it has like a glow. It's making my skin really glowy, and the color is like very nice as well. It isn't that bright, but it's like really beautiful rosy shade. And this range comes in various different shades. They are amazing. There's one called Luminoso that's very good as well. That's like a coral shade. You can go check it out. Okay, now I'm grabbing the Hourglass blush. Let's see how this applies. My brush is quite big. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Even this has like some shine in it. I can see the glow. It's called, this blush is called Mood Flush. Yeah, it definitely enlightened my mood. Wow, I love it. Oh my god, it's so stunning. See the shine, like it's super glowy. Even this one is quite glowy, and they are quite similar actually. I love them both. They literally match the bronzers so nicely. So it actually looks like I literally just came from the beach. I was sunbathing and I looked bronzed up. I'm obsessed with my face. So now I'll be moving on to the eyes. I have only one eyeshadow palette from the drugstore, which is easily available in Malaysia. I do have Colourpop ones, but then you have to order them to get them here. So the palette that I chose is the Wet n Wild palette. This is called Rose in the Air. It's a very compact palette. You can take it along when you're traveling. I can't open it. Okay, so this is how it looks. It has stunning shades, so I basically needed to match this palette with another palette which is from the high-end store. And the closest palette that I got is the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette. The shades in this are quite similar with this palette. So this is the Rose Gold Remastered palette, and this is the Wet n Wild palette. They are pretty close. That is why I chose it. Okay, so I will begin with the Wet n Wild one. It's a little cute palette. I'm not sure how much is it. I will make sure to check out the price and I will link it here. Okay, now I am grabbing a fluffy brush and I'm going to pick up a transition shade. I'm just checking like if this palette has the same shade as this one. Yeah, so I'm taking this transition shade. The thing about this palette is that it's quite powdery, so when you're picking up a shade, it's literally like flying everywhere. So you always have to like tap it off. This side, yeah, this side. Okay, so I'm applying the transition shade first into my crease. Always start with a transition shade. It can be a brown color, like something nude. It will just give your eye a little shape. Okay, I have to say that the color is quite pigmented and it's blending out quite nicely. Not bad, Wet n Wild. Okay, on a brush like this, it's slightly dense but it's quite fluffy as well. I'm gonna pick up this shade. It's a nice purplish shade and I will apply it in my outer corner. It does go on nicely, but it isn't that pigmented, so I have to go in there a few more times to build it up, which is a good thing because like you don't want a shade to be very pigmented, because like when you first tap it in and then you apply it onto your eyelids, it will just stick there. So you want to like build it up slowly. That is how you do your eyeshadow. You can't be applying it one time and like, you know what I mean, like you have to apply it slowly and then build it up and then like blend it slowly. It's a process. It's looking really nice so far. I like it. I've not blended it out properly yet because I'm gonna apply a darker shade. I'm picking up this dark brown with a very dense brush, and I'm gonna apply it to the outer side. I'm gonna create like a V shape here. So it looks like a wing. It's not bad. The matte shades are really nice. Okay, now I look like a freaking panda. I'm gonna take the same brush and blend everything out. You see what I mean? If you don't blend it out properly, it will look like I just plopped it in one area and it looks quite weird. So the key is to blend out everything so it looks seamless. That took so long to blend. I feel like this palette, when you like apply the shade onto your eyelid, it sticks there and like you can't blend it out much. So it takes you quite a while to blend it out nicely. I can still see like this part not blended out properly, which is bothering me, but it's okay, we'll work with it. The shimmer shade in this palette, it's a champagne shade. I'm just applying it with my finger. Even the shade is quite powdery as well. It's okay. Ooh, it's pretty. At least the shimmer shade is nice. That went on pretty well. Thank God. Ooh, it's a pretty... Okay, this side I'm just gonna like pat it so it blends out properly. It's not bad. I'm gonna try to blend this out. I have hooded eyes, so I feel like the shade sticks at this area more. I tried. For my lower lash line, I will take the same transition shade and just smoke it out. And I'm mixing it with the darker brown as well. Just connect it to the top part as well, so it looks like it's one. I don't know, man. It's bothering me so much. Moving on to this side, I'm taking the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette So I'm gonna pick up the similar shades that I have used here using clean brushes. So first I'm going in with the transition shade. Let me show it to you. This is the palette. So I am picking up the transition shade, which is this. It was similar to the other one just now. Even this one, even this has a lot of fallout, so just make sure to tap it off. So applying the brown as a transition shade into my crease. The thing that I like about this palette is that it blends easily and it's very pigmented as well. See, it's super easy to work with. I literally did that in like 2 seconds. Now I'm picking up the shade in purple. It's called Risk. It's this one. It was similar to the other one as well. I think I've not used this color before, so let's try it out. Actually, the shade just now that I applied here has disappeared, like the purple shade. I just realized that. So this is how it looks on the brush. Holy moly, that is so pigmented. Oh my god, like I have purple here and I don't have purple here. This is what you call a shade. Like, oh my god. And you see what I mean? Like, you apply a lot of shade and then you are able to blend it out. Like this one, it wasn't working. Okay, I am so impressed with this. Alright, now I will be taking the darker brown, which is this shade called Cocoa. I need to... oh my god, it's so pigmented. I think I need to put a little more purple here because like, where the heck did it go? So I'm tapping in the brown. Slight difference in the brown shade. This one is slightly darker and this one is slightly brighter. I prefer this side because like it blended out really nicely, whereas this side is still like a blob of brown thing here. Okay, I'm back. Guess what? My camera battery died, so I had to charge my battery. That took a while, so I have got to do this quickly because I don't know how long my battery is gonna last now. I only have one battery, I need to get another one. So yeah, I was literally walking around my house like this. Okay, so I tried blending out this side and I think it kind of worked. Now I'm just gonna grab the same champagne shade and place it on my lid this side. I really love this palette. Like, the shade goes on so nicely. It's very buttery. The shimmer shades are very nice. It's easy to work with. When I went downstairs, I asked my mom and my sister like to choose which one was the high-end or the drugstore one, and they chose correctly. Like, both of them said that this side is the high-end one. Really proud of them. Okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna smoke out my bottom lash line quickly. I can't talk much, so I gotta do it really fast. Alright, I really feel like this side is very nice and this side is just like meh. it's like really similar, you know. I mean, like, if you don't want to invest in like this huge palette and like the expensive palette, you can just get this small one. It does the same thing as well. If you don't really care about the blending, I feel like it's a good palette. Okay, now moving on to the brows. I don't actually have a drugstore brow product, so I'm just going to use this Sephora one. It's actually quite reasonable as well. It's like 50 something, I guess. Alright, so there's one thing I always do before I apply mascara onto my lashes. I'll take this spoolie and I'll just comb my lashes first. I feel like by doing this, I'm separating each lash, so when I use the mascara later, it will coat each and every lash nicely. Moving on to mascara, I have these two right here. Oops, the other way. Okay, for the drugstore side, I'll be using the Maybelline Lash Sensational. This is how it looks. And for the high-end side, I'll be using the Benefit Bad Girl Bang Mascara. So let's get into it. I'll be taking the Maybelline one first and coating my lashes. I've been in love with this mascara for quite some time. I actually only have one drugstore mascara. I feel I need to purchase more because like there are so many other good ones out there, like the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I've always wanted to buy that. And then I'm taking the Benefit one. I like that the applicator is very thin, so it actually will help coat each and every lash. That's how it will make it voluminous. You can wiggle it. That will also help to coat the lashes. Make sure you're looking in the mirror like this, because like if you look straight, you might like hit the top part. Angle your face correctly. Lift them both equally. Okay, now I am going to apply highlight. So for highlight, I have chosen the Physicians Formula Butter Highlight for the drugstore side and the same palette from Hourglass. They actually have a highlight in it, so I'm going to use that for this side. Drugstore one first. With a highlight brush, I'm dunking it in. This is in the shade Champagne, so it's like a champagne-y color, like goldish, rose goldish, I guess. Yeah, so applying it to the high points of my face. It's so stunning. Can you see like how glowy my cheek looks? It smells incredible. It's the same coconut scent as the butter bronzer just now. Just look at it, it's so beautiful. Okay, for the nose, I'll just apply it here. I just wiped off the highlight. And then I am picking up this highlight shade. Oh my god, dude. So I feel like the highlights both are incredible. They've done such an amazing job. I look super glowy. Alright, moving on to lipstick. I have these two right here. the Huda Beauty Demi Matte in the shade Moghul, and the other one is the Maybelline Superstay in the shade Delicate. I don't know how am I going to do this. I'm going to put like half and half. It's going to look so weird, but whatever. So I'm taking the Maybelline one. These are the only closest ones I got. This is how it looks. Half lipstick. And then I'm taking the Huda Beauty one. This is Demi Matte, so it's not actually matte. So it's gonna be like not so shiny, and then here it's gonna be shiny. Lipstick shade is very similar. The only difference is that this one is matte and this one is Demi Matte. So it depends on which one you prefer. Last product I'm using is the face mist. The drugstore side, I'm using the Orgga face mist. It's a Malaysian brand, but I'm not sure if they have it in the drugstore. I don't actually have another face mist from the drugstore, so I thought why not. And for the high-end side, I'm using the MAC Fix Plus. It's not actually a setting mist, it's just a fixing mist, but I guess it'll work. I'm just gonna let it all soak in. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed what I created today. It's a fun video. I kind of discovered like a lot of drugstore makeup is equivalent to high-end makeup. Both sides of my face look equivalently good, which is a good thing. So like you can actually just purchase drugstore makeup and get this look. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you liked this video. I will see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.